eToro is a firm favourite trading platform for UK investors, offering a pretty unique experience compared to other investing accounts. It was one of the first major platforms to introduce social trading elements like copy trading, and it's got a lot to offer, but like with anything, it's not without its drawbacks. For UK investors, eToro offers over 3,000 global stocks and exchange-traded funds, ETFs. On top of this, you can also invest in a range of other assets like cryptos and contracts for difference, CFDs, which cover commodities, currencies, stocks, and other investments. But these come with a different fee structure and aren't something that we'd recommend, especially for beginners, because they're a riskier form of trading. If you stick into real stocks rather than CFD derivatives, eToro charges no commission fees to buy or sell shares. It's also free to open and hold an account. But its main USP is the social investing aspect of the platform, like its news feed and copy trader features. eToro's patented copy trader feature is something that no one else has really been able to mimic or execute to a decent standard. There's loads of interesting functionality with this. You can look at the most copied investors over a certain period of time, check out the traders who've made the biggest returns, or you can filter them by investing style. One particular filter option I like is that eToro will attempt to match you with a potential investor to copy by letting you filter using risk, duration, and asset type. So for example, I could choose high risk, 2+ years, and investors who only trade stocks. And then eToro will give me a bunch of potential traders with more stats to help me narrow down who I'd want to copy. It's completely free to use eToro's copy trader features, and it even offers ready-made portfolios, which are called smart portfolios, that basically piggyback on the feature. So experts at eToro will set up an account that can be followed and copied, and you get to invest in a portfolio that they've created and that they monitor on an ongoing basis. And it's usually done around various themes like gaming, AI, energy, female leadership, and plenty more. Although it is free to copy and invest in these portfolios, the minimum investment is higher at $500. Copying other just normal investors has a $200 minimum. So fun fact, eToro was actually the first brokerage that I ever used back in 2015. And the reason that I was drawn to it was because of the ability to copy trades from more experienced investors. I was already sold on the idea of investing and I wanted to get started, but I was humble enough to realize that I needed to learn more about companies and research in stocks. So having the ability to copy the moves of more experienced investors was just really appealing because it meant I could start putting my money to work while still continuing to learn about the markets, and it meant I could hopefully avoid, some of the early mistakes and blunders that can just easily happen as a complete beginner. Although eToro doesn't charge a platform fee or a commission to buy or sell stocks, there are some other fees and minimums to watch out for. The key thing to be aware of is that everything on eToro is denominated in US dollars, which means you'll likely need to convert your pounds anytime you want to make a deposit or withdrawal. There's two slightly annoying things about this. First, eToro's foreign exchange or FX fee is 1.5%, which is pretty high compared to most other platforms. You can get a discount on this if you're on one of eToro's club member tiers. For example, if you've got a portfolio between $5,000 and $25,000, you get a 25% discount on the FX fee, and there's bigger discounts for even bigger portfolios. My second gripe about everything being in US dollars is that this even includes UK stocks, and it seems mad to convert pounds into dollars just to buy UK shares. If you want to make a withdrawal, there's a $5 charge. So it makes sense to make larger withdrawals rather than lots of smaller ones if you do want to take money out of eToro. With long-term investing, you shouldn't be regularly looking to pull money out of your portfolio, but this fee is still a bit of a pain. If you want to put a bit of a positive spin on it, it can create a bit of friction to make sure that you don't panic sell or make a rash sale with your investments. But that's being very favorable towards eToro because only a couple of other platforms charge you a fee to take money out. There's also an inactivity fee of $10 per month if you don't log into eToro for a year. Even though it's free to open and hold an account there, if you find that you're not using it much, either close it or just remember to log in occasionally and take a little peek at your portfolio. Finally, some minimums that you should know about. So when you open your account, the first deposit needs to be $100. After that, the minimum deposit is $10, which works out to be about £8. And you can buy fractional shares on eToro from $10 too. So roughly £8 is the minimum investment that you can make. But if you want to copy investors, it's a steeper $200 minimum. A key thing to note is that eToro lacks the option to use a stocks and shares ISA account. It does have a partnership with Money Farm to let investors use an ISA, but ideally it'd be better if this was all done in-house on the eToro platform. Because you can only use a general investment account, or a GIA, with eToro, this means that any gains you make could be subject to capital gains tax or dividend tax if you breach your yearly thresholds. So this is something that you'll have to keep an eye on, because it does depend on your personal tax situation, and the rules around things like tax-free thresholds can change. One feature that eToro offers, which isn't unique but is still super helpful, is the option to use a demo account. So with this, you can practice investing and test the platform, making trades with like a $100,000 virtual account using real-time live market data. You do need to sign up with eToro before you can use this demo account though. It's also really useful being able to use either eToro's mobile app or the desktop platform for investing. Both are quite similar, but as you'd expect, the mobile app is slightly compressed and simplified. You can access all the same kind of charts and analysis tools on the app and on the desktop, but the layout is slightly different for each of them. The key areas that you can look at are things like price movements using the charts, key financial metrics, analyst views, stock news, and some deeper financials like income statements and balance sheets. Overall, eToro is a great platform for beginner investors buying stocks, or more experienced investors who want a bit of an interactive trading experience. It's got a straightforward interface, but it does have a few drawbacks, like the withdrawal fee, the inactivity fee, and the high FX fee, coupled with the fact that everything is in US dollars. Placing a trade is simple enough, and if you do stick to long-term investing, eToro does provide a lot of value. So if you're a beginner placing basic trades, or if you want to make the most of that unique copy trading feature, eToro could be just what you're looking for. I think eToro would like it if you made more trades and withdrawals, because that's where you'll face more frequent fees, and that's how it'll make money. Unfortunately, there's not much you can do about the 1.5% FX fee, but avoiding taking money off the platform if you don't need to will help you kind of swerve that $5 withdrawal fee, which could quickly add up if you are making multiple withdrawals. Things can get a bit complicated with eToro if you decide to start trading rather than investing, and there are some other areas that you might want to explore in a bit more detail, like its club tiers and eToro Money, but I'd suggest just sticking with the basics first and seeing what you think about the platform. But for all its bells and whistles like fancy charts and analyst insights, the lack of certain staples, like the option to use a proper stocks and shares ISA on the platform, or invest in UK stocks using pounds, does prevent it from really shining compared to some of the other brokers. Personally, I still like using the platform mainly for the copy trader tools, and eToro has some really decent resources like its economic calendar, the Digest and Invest podcast, and loads of that stock market news. But the lack of account options and being forced to do everything in dollars does put me off using the platform regularly. So when reviewing eToro against other UK investing apps, I scored it a 4.3 out of 5, which is a decent score, and it's got a lot going for it. It's only held back by a few fees and the lack of account types like ISAs. Thanks for checking out our review of eToro. If you want more videos like this one, subscribe to the channel or check out some of our other reviews. Enjoy, and thanks for watching.